Hi, Waylon. How you doing? Hi, Popeye. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for the fave. Okay, y'all. Well, welcome to Found a Way with Wyatt Matter. I'm your host, Wyatt Matter. You can catch us every Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern. Um, we are now featured, you guys. If you guys haven't seen it already, we're featured. We're officially featured now. The banner should be up next week. I didn't see it up this week. Thank y'all for tapping in. Today's topic is going to be um, big age gaps. um, if you guys are not aware, this show is about taking the unconventional and make the norm. Listening to how our guests found a way to make it their traditional way. So, who we have this week is Pretty Petty Peaches. As you see her in the chat, we're going to go ahead and let her up and let her give us some information about big age gaps. This is something that I experienced as well. I date way above my age bracket. So, I'll give my little, you know, pieces of advice and tidbits as well. So we're gonna go ahead and let Peaches up. Go ahead and tell us when we can catch you on here, what you got going on in the app. And my first question for you is, what led you to enter dating big age gaps?
Ooh, hey y'all. How y'all doing? Pretty Petty Peaches. I am my name. My name is Meek. Don't ever forget that. Um, I stream here and there, randomly. So just fave me and come see me, but make sure you speak. Okay. What led me to dating with this age gap? I think it was the fact that I lost my virginity to an older guy. Like at the time, I was like 15. He had to be about 25. And my baby daddy got lucky. You know, he slid through the crack. But after him, it was just like I was always attracted to older guys. So it's whew.
Okay. All right, just an FYI for those of you in the chat, this is our chance to hear their story. This is our chance to get their point of view. This is not a discussion. This is not our time to voice our opinion. This is a time to hear the guests and their opinions because they're the ones that experience this lifestyle. Um, my next question for you is when it comes to dating somebody older, because you date older men. Um,
Yeah.
when you bring them home to the family or bring them around the family, does is it easy getting past the judgment, the looks, or the comments that are happening?
No, for the simple fact being is that it's not too much of my family that's meeting these older guys. Like outside of my brother, pretty much like only guys that has met like my mother and my father are my child's father, and me and him are only a year apart, so he don't even count. And then the gentleman I was dating up until 2 years ago before he passed away. But even then, my mother don't really care. Like she's not one of those I need to be in your business type of mothers because she don't like nobody, so she don't meet nobody. My father, he's cool with as long as I'm being treated right.
You know what? And I'm
So
gonna say from my personal standpoint as well, that's how my family was. They had no issue um, with me dating somebody older. Um, at first you like he was a little shocked and he said like, do you know how um I got my show right now. I'll do verses afterwards when I restart my live. Um, at first, he was like, "Do you know how old I am?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm well aware of how old you are." And I was just like, "I'm just attracted to this person, and he actually just said, okay, well, I mean, I have nothing to say as long as they treating you right. For those of you just tuning in, because a lot of you kind of ran in here, this is Found a Way with Wyatt Matter. I'm your host, Wyatt Matter. Thank you all for tapping in. This is our first official night as being featured. Thank you all for coming.
Hey.
Um, you can catch us every Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern. This is where we make the take the unconventional, and we make it, or we hear, our guests' way of making it their new norm. Today's episode is Big Age Gaps, and we are talking. Thank you so much. We are talking with Pretty Petty Peaches. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. I only can allow the guests in the box, but I will relive after this, and you guys are more than welcome to come up in the box after I relive. This hour is strictly for our guests of the hour. If you guys have questions, you're more than welcome to answer. Ask her any questions you like. I will be referring to the chat. I have a set of questions for her. Um, and this is featured y'all, so let's keep it nice, let's keep it clean, and above all else, let's respect um our guests. All right, so y'all, so the next question I have for Peaches is going to be, why do you prefer this age gap difference? Like, why is the preference for you?
Ah. I know they say some people say age doesn't mean that you're mature. And I agree with that. But what I can say is that I come across more older guys that are more mature than guys my age. And I have came across some guys that's older than me, and I be like, "Are you real? Like, did you grow up? Like, did you did you mature? Because you're a little too old to be acting the way you acting and doing the things that you do." But it's something about her. It's something about an older guy. I ain't gonna lie. It's a turn on. Like honestly, like it's one of those. You know how you doubt yourself sometimes, and then you actually do it, and you're like, damn, I can pull this off.
Right, right. Well,
And
okay, not to interrupt, but what is your age bracket that you date?
so the older I get, the higher it get. So I'm 30. Let's go put it out there. I'm 30. Okay. And right now it's about 37 to about 53.
So you don't go any younger than 37.
No.
I hear it, because like at one point, and
And
I'm
then
I'm
I
about
need
to be 32, and I didn't date any younger than 35.
and I need I want my to be with the older guy. I feel like an older guy,
Hmm.
depending on his maturity level, can show me and teach me things that I have yet to learn or experience in life. And for a person to be able to have an intelligent conversation with me and it not be sexual speaks a whole lot.
Good, good. So, um, in what ways is a big age gap better than traditionally dating someone in your age bracket?
Conversation.
That's it. This
Conver-
conversation.
Conversation, the upkeep, because you get some guys, they think just because they wash the important person, they put on the same clothes and throw some cologne on that they clean. No, you're dirty. I ain't got time for that. And listen, I'm not a street girl. Don't get it twisted. I'm a hustler. But I need my man to have a job. I need you to have a 401k. I need for you to have a financial stability. And I get that with other guys. Guys my age range think that breaking their body down in Chrysler is the end all be all. Like, yeah, like eventually you ain't gonna be able to do this job. So I need you to have something else behind that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, Christ, plant workers got benefits as well. But it's something about an older guy that knows the maturity. That's what it
Got
is.
you. Got you. From my personal standpoint, me personally, because like I said, I participate in this as well. You normally would catch me with somebody way older than me. My age bracket used to be before I turned 30, it was always like 35 and up. Um, I never dated anybody that was under 10 years older than me. So for me, it was a maturity level, like in regards to conversation as well. I can't carry a conversation with, well, at the time, now that I'm older, I can start dating a little bit closer to my age now. But at the
Mhm.
time, when you're in your 20s, it was hard for me to have a productive conversation with somebody who was closer to my age versus somebody who's been here and experienced more. They have that more understanding. I felt like if I did find somebody on my level mentally, or education wise, they were a know-it-all, and I
Mhm.
hate that. I need somebody who can learn to listen when I'm conversating as well. Like, not saying that I'm always right, because I know
Right.
when to sit and listen to a person as well, but for me it was, you know I listen to you, you listen to me, like we're both pulling something from this conversation that we're having. And I couldn't get that with guys closer to my age. I always got that with men older.
Mhm.
For those of you just walking in, this is Found a Way with Wyatt Matter. I'm your host, Wyatt Matter. We are here every Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern. What we do on this show is we listen to our guests' unconventional relationship, lifestyle, whatever the topic is for that night, and they explain their experience, their opinions, their ways that they made the unconventional their norm. And this is not a time for debate. This is not a time to state our opinions. This is a time for us to just hear them out. And maybe you might have a different perspective when it comes, or just a more open mind when it comes to these lifestyles and relationships. This is supposed to be a
Mhm.
safe place. So please remain respectful. Make sure you hit the fave, not just on myself, but my guests, as well as any reds you see in the chat or any gifters you see as well. Um, if you guys are interested in being on the show, feel free to inbox me here if you can get into the inbox. If not, my Instagram is linked, as well as my YouTube and my TikTok. I get messages there as well. So you guys can hit me up on those other platforms and let me know you guys are interested in being on the show. Um, so my next, what we just went over, we heard how Peaches entered the lifestyle of big age gaps. That's the topic for tonight. We discussed her personal reasons on why it's better to date somebody a lot older versus somebody closer to her age bracket. I explained myself as well, since I do partake in this lifestyle. Um, I also she also explained. Oh no, that was it. Those are only questions. We haven't asked so many questions yet. Sorry, y'all. All right. So the next question is oh, she also explained when to bring somebody home and the experiences and how is it easy to overcome, you know, the looks of, I guess, disappointment or disgust when they see her bring somebody a lot older home.
Absolutely.
If she does experience that. Is there a struggle with this lifestyle when it comes to building or creating families?
Yes. Only because depending on the person, first of all, I just feel like at a certain age, if you ain't got kids, then something is wrong. But that's my personal opinion. And and at some point, it's like, oh, I want kids, but I ain't never had kids. And it's like, so you didn't came across all these women in your life, you ain't never had kids. Oh, but then you come across me, and you think I'm supposed to be your baby mom.
So you need to build that understanding, just like with
We
any other
not
relationship.
do we're not doing that. But then you come across people that like already have a kid and they don't want kids, which is understandable. I'm not knocking
Right,
you for that. Whatever your preference is, what your preference is. But it's definitely a conversation that people need to have,
right,
especially when you're dating a person that's older than you, even if they're older than you by 3 or 4 years. Like you never know what they preference is if you don't have that conversation.
Right. Exactly. And that's with any relationship, me personally, like um matter of fact, I was just talking about this with you earlier today. I said that when it comes to me and dating, I always want to, know if the person that I'm talking to is um is interested or has a want or need to have kids in the future. I've met my max capacity. I have 4 kids. My tubes are tied. It was a health factor. Am I willing to, undergo other ways of having children? Of course. But that's part of the reason why I really don't date many men close to my age, because any of the men close to my age bracket that are worth talking to don't have kids yet. Um, and even then, like they eventually want it and they think it's simple. They're like, oh, okay, we'll just go get your tubes. And it's like, no, there's a reason why my tubes were tied.
Right.
Like it almost killed me. So, I need to have those conversations. So a lot of the men that are above my age bracket that I talk to already have kids normally. They're not interested in having more kids. If it happens, it happens, but they're perfectly fine with not having more kids. I'm very particular when it comes to that. And I notice, and I also feel like an older man that's lived his life and doesn't have kids yet is fine with that. Like they're like, okay, if I've never had kids, I can be a stepdaddy, it's fine. Versus somebody
Hmm.
who's younger, I feel like they would resent me eventually, being like, damn, like you took my life away from me. I never had kids of my own, like, and I don't want those type of problems for myself or the person I'm with.
I definitely agree.
Hmm.
I definitely agree.
Um, most people feel you can never connect more than physically when there's a huge age gap between you and your partner. Have you connected with your partner in other ways? And if so, how? You did mention conversation. So, other than conversation and then, of course, the sexual, is there anything else or other ways that you connect to your older partners?
Um, it's a lot of different intimacy levels. And
Very true.
sometimes intimacy can just be looking at a person and you know it, like, yo, I know it, like you, I know what you're thinking and you know what I'm thinking. And it don't even be sexual. It could just simply be like, we need to have a conversation about our financials. You know we need to have this conversation. And it's like we're thinking the same thing and it's like, all right, come on. Let's do this. Let's get it over with. And then it's just something one thing I want people to do, no matter how long you're in a relationship, never stop dating. That's a
Very true.
connection. That's a connection on a whole different level of intimacy. And it is awesome. Okay. Listen. And don't stop
Yes,
dating
right.
yourself. Cause I date myself, okay? I just had a whole date with myself Sunday. All right.
Yes, you did have a pamper day. I don't have any of
Listen.
those. For those of you just entering the live, this is Found a Way with Why It Matter. I'm your host, Why It Matter. We are your news featured show. We are here every Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, where we make listen to the unconventional relationships and lifestyles of our guests and how they made it their new norm. They found a way to make it normal in their lifestyle. Tonight's topic is big age gaps with Pretty Petty Peaches. And we have so far discussed how she got into this lifestyle dating, when it comes to judgment from her family, when it comes to building families, um, you know, what are the perks or benefits of dating somebody a lot older? Because that's her age bracket, somebody a lot older. And we've basically just heard her all her benefits when it comes to this. Um, if you guys are interested or if you guys are just tuning in, you guys can always catch the beginning of the show on my YouTube. It's linked to my bio. I have all the episodes on there. There are a few episodes cut short because of technical issues, but majority of the posts are the full hour episodes. Um, so my next question is, what advice do you have for people who are possibly interested in somebody older, but they start to think of those type of things like, dang, like, it's weird, or, I shouldn't
If
be into this person.
if you're not open minded and open hearted about it, don't do it. Because even though they older, listen. listen, they can still drive you up the wall, okay? I can't say what I want to say because we featured now. But
Right.
listen, listen, it's not dating an older person is not for the weak. I'm gonna say that. If
It
you're
really
not
isn't.
if you're not open minded, if you're not open minded about it, it doesn't even like you're just really wasting your time for real.
I like these comments. Gangster just said, my sister always told me, excuse me, age doesn't define maturity, maturity defines your age. And that's definitely true.
I agree with that.
I
I listen. I
I
agree
am
with this.
30,
Okay,
31 who dealt with somebody that old, that was a
listen.
lot older.
I agree with this because even though dating dating older guys, um, it still be it's still a little challenge there. Like it still is. It's still a little challenge there. Um, but it's a little easier to have a conversation with the mature older guy than it is with an immature guy your age. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I just feel like
I'm close to you.
you really got to be open minded, like
And you
to
know what?
know.
And I feel like that's the thing with a lot of the this. That's why this is an unconventional relationship. I That's why I made this show. I made this show. Like I said, when first going in, I had no idea what I was doing. It was pitched to me, and I had no idea. And then it clicked, and then I took off with it. Um, so like I said, this is where we make, thank you, love, this is where we take the unconventional and we hear our guest's point of view. This is not a debate show. This is not for us to sit here and judge. This is a judge free zone. I always want my guests to feel comfortable in the environment that they're in, and this might get more people who have unconventional relationships to come forth and give their side instead of us always frowning upon things. Have that open mind and hear it out. Not saying that you have to partake in it. Like my second show, my second episode of this show, I had a poly couple. Now, I was intrigued. I listened. I heard it out. I got understanding. Would I ever participate in it? Heck no, that ain't my thing. But to each their own. But now I have an understanding, and I don't have a one track mind when it comes to hearing people and their story. I'm not sitting here giving these judgy questions. I'm hearing them out. And, I'm just trying to give a platform for you guys as well. My very first episode, they were thankful for that. They said, you made it a safe place. We were able to educate. We're more than willing to come back. I have guests that participate in different types of lifestyles that are willing to come back for you guys. So we got a lot of the story. I just don't want to overwork my previous guests. So, for all you guys just walking in, this is your newest featured show, Found a Way with Wyatt Matter. I'm your host, Wyatt Matter. I appreciate all the tap ins. I really appreciate you guys coming through. It's so amazing. Thank you so much for the congratulations and everything. This was a headache, but worth it in the end. What we do on this show is we take the unconventional, we listen to our guests' stories and their opinions and their experiences with their unconventional relationships, and we listen to how they found a way to make it their norm. We're going to start season two as well. So I'm thinking of having co-hosts for season two. So if you guys are interested in being a co-host, feel free to contact me for that as well. Um, so that way, I know that it's hard to get on this show because my guests are very particular. I need a particular type of guest. However, I'm willing to incorporate a single co-host once a week as well for season two. Okay.
Hmm.
My next question for Peaches is, can these types of relationships last? Like, are they long lasting relationships, or are they kind of a struggle?
I think every relationship has a struggle,
Mhm.
but as long as you're in a relationship with a person that's not stuck in their ways, okay? Cause you come across some other people and they be stuck in
Stuck
their
in their
way.
ways.
And there's nothing you can do, nothing you can say, like nothing. Like they are who they are, and they are okay with who they are, and they nothing nobody can do or say that's gonna change that. So if you get with a person like that, you if you're with if you that's where you want to be, like deep down inside, you know in your heart that that's where you want to be, and that's the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. That's something that you have to deal with, and eventually, it's not going to work.
Right.
Because I
Definitely.
feel like a relationship is a give and take thing. And if I'm giving, and you taking, and you're not trying to give me anything back, what we doing?
Hmm.
But as long as you're with a person that has the same understanding as you and that's willing to make changes, then it'll work.
Hmm.
But keep in mind, dating an older person, they didn't been through life. They didn't experience some things and they stuck in their ways and they ain't coming up out of them. Okay.
Okay. My next question is, what do you think is the problem to cause these relationships not to last? Me personally, I feel like a lot of people go into these big age gap relationships and they feel like, oh, like this is like another mommy, this is another daddy, like they gonna take
Hmm.
care of me.
Hmm.
And me personally, I feel like that's the issue. You go in there expecting not to be the adult in a relationship. You expect to be a child in a relationship.
And then when they treat you like a child, you feel some type of way, but that's how you walk into that relationship.
Exactly.
The way
Cutting
you
each
walk
oh, hold on,
into
you
it,
just got
the way you walk into it is pretty much what you get. What you put out is what you get back. What you
that's
put in is what you get back. That's like having a bank account and they never put no money into it, but you expect to get something back. I'm trying to understand how you end up putting nothing into it.
exactly.
So it's it's the same way.
Okay, for those of you just walking in,
Oh,
because a lot of you just walked back in, you said something else to say?
I do. But also, don't walk into a relationship like walk into it with eventually this person is going to make me want to submit. If you walk into a relationship and all you know is how to dominate, you might as well be by yourself.
Right.
But don't submit to
Definitely.
everybody because everybody ain't worth submitting to. Some people is just worth just having your sexual encounter and keeping it pushing.
That's true too. For those of you just walking in, this is Found a Way with Wyatt Matter. I'm your host, Wyatt Matter. We're here every Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern. And on this show, we take the unconventional relationships and lifestyles and we listen to how our guests made it into their normal lifestyle. This is not a debate show. This is for us to ask our questions. This is a platform for our guests to educate and teach us a different point of view. Not saying that you have to accept it, not saying that you have to do it or, anything of the sort. It's just simply just to hear somebody else's point of view who's experienced it and give us the understanding that we need to accept it. You know what I'm saying? So today's topic is big age gaps with Pretty Petty Peaches who likes to date older gentlemen. I'm giving my little 2 cents as well. I date older gentlemen as well. Um, I have dated a 21-year age gap, um, baby daddy and all. I know Peaches says that the youngest she's gone is 37.
Hmm.
And then you said how old is the oldest?
He just turned 53.
There you go. Mine just turned 53 too. um, but if you guys missed the beginning of the show, you guys are more than welcome to click the link in my bio to my YouTube channel where I record every episode. This is episode 9. Oh wow. See, there you go. We got plenty of people in this chat that date older people.
My baby daddy got lucky, okay? He slid through the crack, and I'm talking about the crack, y'all. I mean, it was this big, all right? Baby, listen, because everybody after him didn't been old. Stop playing.
Okay. Now, when it comes to being in public, so I asked about your family. When it comes to being in public, do you get those side eyes and stuff? Like, do you ever feel uncomfortable when you're out with your boo in public?
No, I think it's more. I think the eyes are more so of a he. Why he with her? Like she fat. She this.
Oh, so
She
it's more
that.
so of a figure, a
So
body figure thing versus just the age gap.
yeah. So listen,
Oh wow, okay.
when I date,
I should have had you
you
on the show
can
too.
you can be 53 and not look 53. Okay.
Oh, that's for sure.
So unless you like asking this man like, oh, how old are you? Then you will never know how old they really are. Because
Right.
I ask for identification. I'm not gonna lie because sometimes I don't be believing them.
I'm not gonna lie. I had a minor lie to me and say that he was 21, and he really did look like he was 21, and I was like 18, 19. And then he admitted the truth to me 2 months in of us dating, and he was really only 16. Yeah,
See, identification, please. I need to know.
yeah,
But it's more so of a them being judged for being with me, because for some reason people got this persona like big girls ain't fine. I'm fine, okay.
right.
And
So
when
would
I
that be
get
another?
and
Would
when
that
I
be
get dressed,
another?
I'm even finer. So stop playing.
Would that be another piece of advice before dating some? Going into somebody that you think might be older? You need the ID,
Yes,
an
listen.
open mind.
You need ID, open mind, and communication. You cannot date a older mature person. Let me be clear.
If you
You
can't
cannot
communicate,
date an older mature person and not know how to articulate your feelings.
that part.
That tantrum that, oh, I ain't talking to you because you made me mad, it don't get you nowhere. And as much
Most
as
important.
much as they might say, oh, you always in your feelings, deep down inside they like, oh, this person, my person know how to tell me how they feel. You ain't gotta yell and cuss and scream. You don't gotta do none of that to tell a person how you feel.
Exactly.
And if they can't have a conversation with you back the same way that you had that conversation with them, then y'all might want to reevaluation that situation altogether.
Love it, love it, love it. For those of you just walking in, this is Found a Way with Wyatt Matter. I'm your host, Wyatt Matter. We're here every Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, where we take unconventional relationships and lifestyles, and we listen to our guests' point of view and how they made it their norm. Tonight's episode is Big Age Gaps with Pretty Petty Peaches, and I feel like Peaches has something else to say. Go ahead, girl.
I do, because it just clicked. Because some people like what they like. Don't get me wrong. You might like a guy that's pushing 40, but he still think he could be outside selling drugs. You have to be mindful of the
Right.
attention. You have to be mindful of the attention and not get zealous.
Mm-hmm.
If you would, that's just like, say for instance, me and my dude. If me and my dude was both on tag, right, and he comes into my life, you can't get mad at the attention that I received in my life because you knew the person that you were dating before we got into this relationship. If you can understand what comes with them, you might want to go reevaluate who you with.
Right, and that's for any age gap.
Yeah.
They could be your age, they could be a lot older. Um, Now Being a streamer on tag, does having older partners kind of impact you being a streamer?
No. No.
So if you meet some on here, they never question or anything like that.
No. Like, so I'm not going to get too much into it.
Hmm.
Um some way somehow I find myself in a poly relationship. We're not talking about that right now. And girlfriend, she come and kick it with me. She be in there. We be kicking it. And it's not, oh, who is that? And it's not like not none of that. Cause I didn't came across some people lives and I can tell like they mate is like, oh, we gotta talk about that. Like it's what we gotta talk about? Like you knew that I was doing this before you decided to come and pursue me. But it's like it should be a respect thing. I get that, but I can only control what I can control, which is me. I can't control when nobody come into my live and say. I can't control when nobody come into my live and drop, or what their intentions is when they click into my live. But you can say like, hey, I am in a relationship. That's a little you doing a little bit too much.
Right.
You can definitely say that, but you can't control what people do. And people on here messy. They mad. They live for the drama, baby. They messy. They come into your life and bother you on purpose because they know that the person that you go to sleep with at night is there watching and they gonna feel some type of way.
Right.
But if you're confident in that person that you're with, and that person won't do you wrong or nothing like that, then what somebody say behind the screen shouldn't even matter.
See, and see, so I had a different experience with dating somebody older, and I
Right.
was in the streaming world. Um, Matter of fact, he came back into my life. He left for his reasons. Um, we can go into the reasons another day. But he was good in the relationship at the time, and he I would leave the app for him if he wanted me to, and he did. The reason he did is because he only saw this as a dating app. He had no interest in sitting in one of my streams and watching. He had no interest in trying to see what it is that I do on here. He just wanted me off of it. And of course, for me, I was I just found out I was pregnant with my third baby by him. So and we were working on our relationship, so I felt like, okay, let me step away from the app. Then coming back, I learned from that. Like, I'm not gonna walk away for a person anymore. And I feel that it was his age. I feel that he doesn't have an understanding of social media. Like, there were people, like, I have a business makeup page on Instagram. He used to look at that funny too. And I'm like, this is women. Like, there would be men inboxing me say, yeah, they're trying to holler at you. I'm like, these are, like, no offense, but these are gay men that are conducting business with me. They're trying to get me out there. They're trying to get me seen. They're trying to help me get business deals with all these different products that they have business deals with. Like, what are you talking about? And it was a very overbearing thing. He was good everywhere else, but when it came to the social media, he couldn't grasp that that's all it was social networking. He kept thinking
Mhm.
these men are trying to holler at
Being stuck in their ways.
you. It might have been that too. Jealous of the success. For those of you just walking in, this is Found a Way with Why It Matter. I'm your host, Why It Matter. We are here every Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern, where we take unconventional relationships and lifestyles and we listen to how our guests have made it their normal lifestyle. This is not a debate show. This is a simple place for us to hear them out and hear a different point of view. It might just change your perspective. Not saying that you have to participate, not saying that you have to accept it, but just to have more of an understanding on why they chose that lifestyle or that relationship. Tonight's topic is big age gaps with our beautiful guest, Pretty Petty Peaches. Me and her both have. This is how we clicked. We have both partook in. Well, she still does. I'm dating a little bit more closer to my age now, but
I ain't. Hey,
Doesn't mean I'll cut them off, but
my
I've opened
boyfriend
up.
44 and my girlfriend 39. Listen, stop playing with me.
Look, I've opened up to dating closer, but she's stuck to the lifestyle. Okay, not
Listen,
saying that I've cut
mm-mm.
them off completely. I've just kind of allowed younger men to kind of grab my attention now. But we both date men a lot older. She's dating women. I personally don't date women. Loved on them. I don't date them. She bi. Oh Lord, yes.
By confused, if that's what you want to call it.
She's bi curious.
But no, it's
uh,
something that I stepped into. But yeah, hmm
but we've gone over how she entered this lifestyle. You know, I didn't give you guys my story on how I entered this type of dating. Um, Me personally, I started at a young age. I was the ugly duckling in school. And you know, when you're in high school, when you're a kid, at least growing up, if you're around our age bracket, kids are harsh. And during the early 2000s, they wanted women like this. They wanted the little stick figures
okay,
back in the early 2000s. So yeah, dating for me in high school wasn't easy. So I started venturing into chat rooms and things like that. I just started dating older men. That's just what it was. The older guys were the ones that appreciated my curves, um, and that's just who I dated. After high school is when I saw a broader selection of men, and I was getting the athletes. I was getting the nerds. I was getting the hard workers. Look, you would never know ugly. Oh, believe me, girl, I was. I was the ugly duckling in school. I blossomed by my senior year. But yeah, that's how I entered into dating older men. Um, Plus, I was very mature for my age. I like even as a kid, I would hang out with my grandparents a lot. Like when the kids would all go outside to play, you know how your parents normally kicked you out? Oh no, I sat there engaging in the conversation that the old people was having, okay? I was loving it. So I eventually got to that point at an early age. I probably realized this when because I'm gonna say I lost my virginity at the age of like 16, and it was a 19-year-old. After that, um, I've always dated older men. Um, I think there's only one time that I ever dated somebody younger up until recently, and that, like I said, he tricked me into thinking that he was older than me. I was 18, 19 years old, and he lied and said he was 21, when truth was he was really 16.
see,
Um, so
it's somebody else to do
thank you guys for all coming in. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit the fave if you guys haven't already. Make sure you guys fave the Reds, fave the gifters, fave our guests. Peaches, go ahead and let us know any last words you have in regard to the topic and when we can catch you.
um, anything y'all want to ask?
Anything you
Y'all
want to,
got some
if anything
questions?
you want to add.
No, anything they want to ask? I
Oh,
heard
anything,
you.
is there anything that you guys, any more questions you guys might have before she closes it out? In regards to big age gap, dating somebody, um, anything that you are curious about in regards to dating older people, keep it PG if you can, because we are featured.
Yes, we are. But while y'all thinking about that, period.
No
Okay.
imagine admin.
Okay. Wait for top badge. Hello. um, Save me. Y'all can catch me. I haven't been hustling. Y'all ain't gonna lie, been laying in the bed. But for some reason, Tag don't like my bed streams. They keep banning me, and I don't even be doing nothing. That is true.
we we did say
That
that.
is
Yeah,
true.
he missed it
That is
earlier in
true.
the show. She did mention that. She said,
That is
what
true.
can be difficult is some of them do tend to stay in their ways. You gotta find somebody who's willing to learn and change.
Because one thing you do, you never stop learning. So how can you be stuck in a certain way when it's always a change?
Right.
Y'all
Yes,
can catch
Lord.
me live in the morning. Y'all can catch. Listen, don't think I live in my car because I'm always in my car, but my car is like my space, my safe zone. Exactly. Well, um, but for the most part, if I'm streaming, then I'm in my car, um, or at work.
She is
um,
going to be in an auction on the 18th as well.
I am, and y'all gotta come to see what I'm gonna have on, cause I might be naked, I might not. You never know.
Well, let's not get banned.
We ain't gonna get banned. We ain't gonna get banned. We ain't gonna get banned now. We ain't gonna get banned. And y'all can catch me every Tuesday with Queen K. This is it. I do product review on top of other things every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Or y'all can always catch me here with Wyatt because I really don't go too far.
Yeah, she's normally in here with me.
I'm
So you
safe
guys
in here.
heard it. You
I
guys can
did.
catch her Tuesday nights in Queen K's live. She's gonna be over here. There will be an auction on the 18th. You can go to her stream or mine. I'm the host. You guys can catch her then.
And y'all
When
come
when
get in
what
this
are the
auction
time
too.
frames?
For what?
What are the time frames that we can catch you?
So in the morning, I would say about 9:30, 10 o'clock ish. If I'm at work, um, maybe like 4:30, 5 o'clock ish. Let me
Just
warn
make
y'all
sure
right
signal
now, right?
walking.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
But
it because I was raised pretty much by my grandparents, like by my grandmothers, both of them. So when you come into my life, yo, what's up? What's going on, what's good, is gonna get you ignored, okay? I am a human. I am not, and I am a female. I am not a guy. If you gonna speak to me, hey, hello, how you doing? How your day going? Those will work. But that yo, what's up? Try me. Try me. That's all I would say.
your favorite, she off the chain. She definitely is off the chain.
Listen, I feel like when you're talking to a female, it's a certain way to address her, whether you know her or not. Don't talk to me like I'm one of your homeboys from the block and you don't know me from a can of paint. Now, like you come kick it with me, I come kick it with you. We might get to that level because I do got some people that come in like, "What's up, peaches?" And I'll be like, "Oh, what's going on?" But we have reached that. We have reached that level. That's a whole nother level. And if you new to my stream, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right. Well, for those of you that are just walking in, this is the closing of Found a Way with Wyatt Matter. I'm your host, Wyatt Matter. This is one of your newest featured shows. Thank you so much to those of you that have come to the shows previously. Excuse me. Thank you to the guests that I've had previously. And I have a few of you that are willing to come back for other topics. I appreciate everybody that tapped in today. Thank you for all the congratulations. Thank you for all the gifts, y'all. Make sure that you not only fave me, fave the guests, fave the reds, fave everybody that you guys seeing that see coming in and participating. On this show, we take unconventional relationships and we end lifestyles and we let our guests explain how they made it their new norm. This is not a debate show. This is not an open discussion. This is for us to simply just hear out our guests and their experiences and their advice. Tonight's topic was big age gaps with Pretty Petty Peaches. This is a recorded show as well, so you guys can always click the link in my bio if you guys missed the show, and you guys can watch the the recording. I normally have it up by the next evening, so Thursday nights is normally when it's up and running. There are a few shows that were cut short due to technical difficulties along the way, but now we're be perfected and we're back in action. If you guys are interested in being a part of the show, and there was an unconventional relationship or lifestyle that you partook in, and you want to explain how you made it your norm or ways that you benefited from these lifestyles over a traditional one, feel free to inbox me not only here but on my Instagram. You guys, I also have my TikTok links and my YouTube links. You guys are more than welcome to hit me up, and I'll find a way to contact you guys. I know my inbox isn't always open to people, so you guys can always hit me up there. I have about 3 to 4 different Instagrams that you guys could just find and click. Okay. Uh, so once again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Peaches, for coming. I appreciate you doing this last minute for me.
Oh, that's what friends are for. Another thing, be friends with your mate. Don't just be going out here hopping in a relationship with these folks. Don't be, oh, I like how you look, so I'm gonna get to know you in the course of building a relationship. It ain't gonna work. I'm just saying.
Come on,
Jaja,
birthday
you
boy.
late.
Yeah, we late. We're about to end this in like 5 more minutes. Well, but while we're still here just chilling, is there any other questions from the chat before we close this out? We done our closing.